Hey, what's up, guys? I got a really good NU battle today. It's probably one of the best battles I've had so far, and I hope you guys enjoy. So, let's get started. Alright, so this is another NU battle, and here he leads off with his Charizard, and I lead off with my Caracosta. And I wasn't really worried about this thing, and it ended up going for the Earthquake, which is kind of weird, but it didn't take out too much of my HP, so I set up my rocks. And then seeing how much I lived on, I felt safe to go for a Shell Smash. Actually, no, I actually went for the Hydro Pump, my bad. I went for the Hydro Pump here just to KO him. And this is my modest Caracosta that you guys have seen in my previous videos, and it easily KOs it. So then now he switches out into his Credilli, and predicting the Stealth Rock, I Shell Smash, trying, because I know these things are usually defensive, so I try to set up on him, and he does end up going for the Stealth Rocks. But you'll see actually in a bit here that for some reason it didn't click in my mind that this thing has Storm Drain, and I've come up against it several times, and I still use Hydro Pump, and I made myself look like a complete idiot. Could have gone for Ice Beam, and because he is half grass, I could have got at least maybe 70% on him, considering I was a +2 special attack. That was a dumb move on my part, though. So here I go into my Tangela, and I set up a substitute predicting the Toxic, and he actually does go for the Toxic, which works out great. And then while I'm behind the substitute, I go for the Toxic, because you'll actually see later in the battle, this Toxic is actually really crucial. And he ends up going for the Hidden Power Rock, I guess it was, and having terrible special defense, it breaks my substitute. So here, I just sub up again, trying to Toxic stall him a bit. I know he has Recover, but I just wanted to, I just wanted to stall him just for a bit more. And I probably should have gone for the Giga Drain, considering that this is it has a couple EVs and special attack, this Tangela. But yeah, so now I switch out into my Gardevoir, who can easily tank anything that thing has to do because it's special defensive. And he just goes for a Hidden Power Rock, and doesn't do anything to my Gardevoir really. My Gardevoir is really specially defensive and a good counter to this thing. And I didn't know what I was gonna do here. I didn't think it had anything to do to me, so I just go for a Wish, and it does get the Toxic on me. It doesn't really bother me though, because I do carry Heal Bell on this thing, as it is my sports set. So after the Wish, and after the Toxic and Hidden Power, I will get all my HP back onto my Gardevoir, which no problem. But he ends up switching out here into his Gardevoir of his own, and here I go for the Heal Bell, like I said previously. And I really don't want to stay in because I have no attacking moves on this, and considering it's a Gardevoir, it might have Heal Bell itself, so I didn't want to Toxic it either. So I switch into my Rampardos, and he does not end up going for an attack. He just tries to set up on me, not really sure why. And this is my choice Scarf Rampardos, so I know I will be able to outspeed this thing. Go for the Head Smash. Thankfully, I did not miss, and I will get the one-hit KO on him with my Rampardos, which is a really nice. I really like this Rampardos. Pulls off really clutch games for me. But now he goes into his Weezing, and I hate these things so much. I honestly can't stand these because I don't have a counter for it on my team really, except my Caracosta, who is now dead. So switching into my Gardevoir, the only reason I switched in this thing is because I knew it couldn't do anything to me, and I couldn't do anything to it. So it was basically get out, like switch out your Weezing, or we're just gonna sit in here in a stall war. And I'm actually later in the battle there is a kind of a real long stall war with this thing and my Weezing and my Gardevoir, so I probably will speed that part up. So here it just hits me with a Sludge Bomb. I wish, because it doesn't do anything. He ends up going for a Will-O-Wisp. I'm not really worried, once again, because I do have Heal Bell. But I do not carry Psychic on this thing. And I may actually put Psychic on because it would be really helpful coming up against those Weezings that I always come up against in NU. So I go for another Wish and end up passing it on to my Tangela, who lost a lot of HP to his Credilli, I believe. So he goes into his Leopard, I believe it's called. And it's a Swagger Foul Play set, which I see all the time. He misses his first Swagger, and I set up a substitute. He goes for a Foul Play, and because Tangela's defense is high and attack is very low, I take literally nothing for that. Go for the Giga Drain to get back some HP, break his substitute, and I'm sitting at a very good spot right now. And he notices that, so he switches out into his Growlithe, which I didn't know what to expect from this thing. I go for the Giga Drain to hit his Leopard. It hits this, does okay damage. He ends up going for a flame charge. Like I said, I've done see these things, so I didn't know what to expect at the time. I end up just going for the toxic, I believe, to get residual damage on it. And I believe here, fearing a flare bits or something, I switch out into my kangaroo. Yes, I switch out into my Kangaskhan, and he ends up going for the flare blitz. And actually, I expected to live this because I am max HP, but he actually gets a crit, which I believe mattered because I don't think this thing has a very high attacking stat, considering it is a not fully evolved Pokemon. But that's okay because Kangaskhan, actually Kangaskhan would have probably helped in this battle, but in the long run, it didn't matter too much. So I go back into my Tangela. He switches back out into Sleep Part. He hits his Swagger this time. Still doesn't really bother me. I mean, Confuse is really annoying always, but I go for the knockoff. I wasn't sure what it had, so I really want to see what it had. It was more of a curiosity kind of thing. I ended up just having a Lumberry, which kind of a dumb play. I should have gone for the Giga Drain, and he goes for another Swagger to raise my attack set even more. And then here, I finally hit myself in confusion, which is what he wanted. He gets to set up a substitute. I break through the confusion, and I hit my Giga Drain, break his substitute. And now he's unable to make a substitute, which is great on my part because this thing is really annoying, and I don't want it to be setting up a sub and getting those foul plays on me. And even after a +4, his foul play does less than 100 HP, and I finish it off with the Giga Drain. So yeah, Tangela is actually a great counter for these Leopards because I'm seeing them a lot, and they are actually good when it comes to physical attacking Pokemon. They can actually do a lot of damage to it. So now he goes into his Weezing. I set up a substitute just to see maybe if he'd go for the Will-O-Wisp, predicting my switch out. But no, he just plays it safe, goes for the Sludge Bomb, which is fine. I go back into my Gardevoir, and I believe this is where the stalling begins, and I probably will have to speed this up because it's just constant him Sludge Bombing me, and I actually do get poison here. And honestly, Weezings are, I wouldn't say Weezing deserve to be an RU, but they are very defensive, and considering I have 3 physical Pokemon, I probably should put Psychic on this Gardevoir, because if I put Psychic on this Gardevoir, it will honestly be a perfect counter to these things. Because honestly, I have nothing to take them. Even if my Caracosta is alive, they can probably, Caracosta has good special attack, but not that good. And I believe it would probably kill me by then anyway, because Caracosta doesn't have the best special defense either. So here, you see me stalling. I'm going for wishes. Trying to keep my Gardevoir alive, trying to PP stall him. I know Sludge Bomb has 10 PP, but he probably will raise it to 16 if he Pokegen these Pokemon or Pokestab them. And he ends up getting a crit here, which I guess in the long run lowered the stall war a bit because my Gardevoir does end up fainting, I believe, in the next turn or two, maybe a bit more. So here I go for another heal to cure my Toxic. I live on 4 HP. I really didn't care anymore. I just wanted my Gardevoir to die because this stalling was getting annoying. I go for another Protect just to get a little more PP stall, just so I could hopefully switch into my Rampardos and not worry about getting attacked. And he ends up finally knocking my Gardevoir out, so the stall war is actually over, and I probably will speed that up like I said. So I go into my Rampardos here. I'm pretty low in HP, and I don't know why I have Endeavor on. It worked pretty well. I got his Weezing down to 83 HP, and he does get a Will-O-Wisp on me. But as you'll see, I did wish with my Gardevoir right before I died, and that was a mistake because I wanted my Rampardos to be at low HP so I could Endeavor it and he wouldn't get a Pain Split. So I switched back out into my Tangela, and he's at a pretty good range, but he can't do anything to this Weezing, and a Sludge Bomb easily takes me out. I don't even think this thing has any special attack EVs, but that's just how bad my special defense is on Tangela. So now I go back into my Rampardos, not sure what to do. I was in a really bad position here because a burn Rampardos against a Weezing couldn't do much. I do have Zen Headbutt on this thing. I hit it with the Zen Headbutt, hoping that I would get a flinch, hoping that I would get lucky, but I do not. And then there's the Pain Split I was talking about. He got back to a decent amount of HP because of my burn. He didn't get too much back. Go for another Zen Headbutt, hoping once again to get a flinch. Doesn't happen again. The hacks are not on my side, and he finishes my Rampardos off. So now I believe I have 1 Pokemon left. It is just my Slacking, which I don't get to use him that much because usually I finish the battle without him because he does have Truancy or whatever it's called. It's a really bad ability, but I do Giga Impact him there, kill him, and then I have this thing to deal with. And honestly, at this point, I thought the battle was over because these things are very defensive. I thought he could probably Hidden Power Rock me down or just I thought he could deal with me at this point, but um, I do hit the Giga Impact here, and I did not expect this, but it does KO, and he's not able to take me out, and I'm able to win the battle, which it was a really good battle I had with this guy. Kudos to him, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe.